Submission in a relationship. What does that really mean? So in today's podcast, Cece and I, we're going to go over what it really means to submit in your relationship. So stay tuned.
Hey, Blissful friends, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast. I'm your girl, Cece, and I'm joined by my husband here. What's up, babe?
I'm good. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Blissology podcast. We are excited to be here with you guys today to discuss this very interesting topic. If this is your first time with us, please remember to subscribe and hit on that notification bell so you can be notified when new videos come out. This is a weekly podcast, and in this podcast, we talk about
love, life, family, relationships. Y'all know what I do. Y'all know what we talk about here. So welcome back. Glad to have you back.
Yes, glad to have you back. Again, please remember to subscribe, hit on that bell. We want to make sure you know when we put out new videos. So before we get into the topic of the day, we always go into what we'd like to call the Blissful Moment. So here it is.
Alrighty, so let's talk about our blissful moment today. So, sir, do you have a blissful moment that you want to share with the audience?
Yes, I do.
Okay, what's the blissful moment?
It's a little scary, but it's exciting at the same time.
Okay, what are we talking about?
I'm about to embark on a new project. It's the biggest one that I've tackled so far.
I doubt it. For the year.
Yes, it's the biggest one for the year.
There we go.
But I've done projects like it before, but not to the scale I'm about to do this one. I'm about to take down a bathroom completely to the stud and then build it back up.
And I'll make sure that you vlog this so you can show the people.
Yeah.
Right? I'll make sure you vlog it because this man is here, y'all. He's such a handy man. I told my husband, you can build a house. You can. You just got to have a little more faith. You know,
she's got a lot of faith in me.
I do. You should build our next home because you can. I truly feel like you can.
Of course.
But I can't wait to see that the whole remodeling of the bathroom. Though that sounds very exciting.
Yes. I'm sure it'll be very satisfying when I'm done. And I know it's going to take some work. It's going to take some sweat. It's going to take some figuring out. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I started researching the projects weeks back on all the materials that I need. Watch a lot of YouTube videos on different. Although I've done some of those things with like tile work. I've done tile work since I was little. I've done plumbing work. Actually, I completed a big project last year. I've done electrical work. It's just that I have not taken a whole bathroom down. Actually, it's two. We are doing one at a time.
Yes.
But yes. Yeah, it's exciting. We're kicking off the project this weekend. And I anticipate it'll take maybe 4 weekends. Obviously, because
for one, right? Just for one?
Yes. However, if we can squeeze time. Obviously, I'm still working, which means my daylight hours is dedicated to my full-time jobs.
Right.
And I don't anticipate I'm going to be able to work in it during the week because obviously it's at my in-laws. So I come home during the week. Right. So the weekends will be when we'll be working at it. But
and y'all know what it says. I'm going to have to sacrifice 4 weekends. So just so
it's not like you're going to work.
I will be over there working too, baby. Once, it's like all hands on deck. Okay. Yeah. All hands on. Let's get this going.
Then maybe we can knock it out in 2 weeks.
You, my brother, my dad.
Yeah.
I know once y'all involved, my mom's going to be involved. I'm going to be involved.
It's a family project.
Possibly my sister-in-law might be involved. So
this may be the only project that I've gotten so many hands on. Because it's typically when I go on this thing, I kind of go on my own.
Yeah.
And Sissy will pitch in maybe
Baby, don't say that.
Maybe this much.
I do help y'all. Okay?
Yes, I was fitting some pipes to the wall, and she told me, "Okay, you fed enough pipes," and She had to hold the ladder for me at one point while I was climbing up.
And that's when you help your brother with
the tile. Yes.
Yeah.
But that was just the two of us. This is the only project we're gonna have like 5 or 6 or 7 hands.
And the kids going to be there. The boys, my nephews will be able to help. You know, our
daughters. It should be fun. Now I'm thinking about it. We blast some music.
Yeah, get some grill, get some good food going.
Oh man, I made it up eating griots. I haven't had that.
Girl. We haven't had this whole like a month.
It's been more than a month. But anyway, so that's my blissful moment. I don't know if Cece will share some of the project on the channel, but if she does, you'll get to see me working.
Y'all gonna see everything. The channel's called I Am Sisterless. This is all what we do here. Okay.
I guess you'll get to see me working.
We do it all. Y'all gonna see him working.
And after you guys see me, if you need to hire someone to do work like this.
Listen, like I said before, my husband is in the wrong field. But hey, I'm just gonna say, if this is where God is calling you to be, you never know. You never know.
It's never too late to start in your career.
Never.
It's never too late.
Mm-mm.
I gotta have strong knees because when you're doing tile work, you spend a lot of time on your knees.
Yeah, you gotta get the abs working then.
Well, yes, it's a good workout.
It is good.
You do a lot of squatting.
A lot of sweats too. So.
Yes, burn a lot of calories.
A lot of calories. So
who knows?
We'll be working.
Let me get fit by then.
You know.
There we go.
You never know.
Anyway, so that's my blissful moments. Obviously, it's going to be a family project.
Yep.
And yes, I was looking at 4 weeks, but with all those hands, and we may be able to even knock out some Sundays too.
Okay, I don't know. You're going too far, baby.
So just the Saturdays, maybe we could do some Sundays, Get your mom to take some church days off.
I don't think that's going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Maybe some Mondays. She can skip that prayer.
Are you going to be there on Mondays? Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, we're looking forward to it. It should be fun and exciting, and obviously get to play with some new tools and toys. I like that stuff. I get excited when I get.
You do get excited when it comes to that.
New stuff that I get to do, but the biggest excitement comes in any of these projects that I've worked
with your hands. I feel like you're a handyman.
But the biggest satisfaction that I get when I go into projects like this is to step back at the end of it and look at the work, and then think of how many steps that I took to get to the end of it.
Right.
Now, the plumbing where from time to time I go and I open the cabinet just to see all those pipes that just feeding water through the house. Like, geez, that's a lot. But I did it. The whole philosophy of the saying that says you eat an elephant a bite at a time. That's kind of how I've been tackling these projects. I would do 2 pieces here, another one there, another one there. Before you know it, the whole project come together. Yeah. But if I ever were to want to try to do all of this all at once, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, no worry.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's my blissful moments. You have anything?
No, this is our blissful moment. I feel like this is a great blissful moment.
All right, so let's get into the topic of the day, which is submission in a relationship. What does it really mean?
Listen. Well, y'all know how it is. When y'all hear the word submission, it's
yes, ma'am.
I don't know, y'all. It's like, yes, ma'am. Okay, master. Yes, master. I saw this TikTok video where this lady was like, we did not sign for this.
Oh, yeah. She was getting married, right?
She was getting married. And she said, I did not sign for this. And I am not going to
submit to my husband.
And because it's something that we always look at in a way that it's a bad thing. It's a negative thing.
Well, yes. Right? I think the whole term submission carries that, or at least people sees it as being negative.
Yeah. I feel like it's like you must submit to your master.
Well, you should submit. If your master is your master, you should submit to your master.
Well, in a way, like when you are in a relationship, I feel like that's what it means too.
Am I not your master?
I don't know. We each other's master.
but it does carry that negative meaning to it. Maybe people think that it does, but after all, who wants to be controlled by someone?
Nobody.
I know I don't. Although Cece tried to control me, but
I don't try to control you, baby. That's not true. I don't do that.
Oh, don't do that. We need to do it this way.
Opinion, honey.
No. Sometimes opinions are opinions. A command is a command. If you give me an opinion and I said, you know what, I appreciate that, but I'm still gonna do it my way. you can't get upset. You just have to say, okay, I understand, because I just want to do it my way. But anyway, but as much as, some people may think, being submissive to your partner is a negative thing. It does have some positive force, some positive aspect in a relationship.
If you want to look at it in a positive way. But most of us look at it like, oh no, we're not. It's a negative thing. But here's the thing though. I feel like back in the days.
But back in the days, and I don't know how far back you're talking about.
Way back.
Well, men had been very dominant in the world. If you're talking about the Middle Ages, even in the not too far past.
That's our parents' years.
So, that's like very recent.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about people from the...
Or our grandmothers.
Well, yes. I mean, male had been dominant in society and in relationship, and many women were brought up to do what your men say. Remember Coming to America?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You want me to start barking?
No. You don't need to bark. Submission in its simplest form, it's about giving up control to your partner. Now, that doesn't mean you're a doormat or you can let that person walk all over you. No, it means you understand, you're giving in a little bit just to make sure that things happen in the relationship the way it needs to be, right?
Yes.
Now, I've submit to you, but you can't just do whatever you want.
Yeah, and that's the part that a lot of us don't like. We don't want to just give up our power to our partner.
Yeah. Now, being submissive, it's you cannot just blindly accept everything that partner say or that partner do, right? Instead, you got to create an environment that makes it okay for your feelings to be respected, for your values to be understood, and so forth. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a relationship, we have to have an understanding.
Yeah.
And submission can boils down to just understanding what's important for the relationship. And I'm willing to give in a little bit here and there just to make sure things happen the way they need to be. Now, yes, you don't have to give up your freedom or your ability to make decisions.
Yeah.
And when you go back to what you were saying earlier, back in the days, many ladies didn't make decisions.
Right.
Tell you, during my great-grandparents' days, ladies, you were just told what to do.
And you do it.
Well, yes.
Yes.
What choices did you have?
It's like you told, like, for instance, there's no compromise back in the days. I'm sure there's no, if your partner, your husband, your boyfriend or whoever say you got to do this.
You got to do it.
You can't really say, well, let me give you my opinion or my choice or what I think we should do, And I think it's wrong.
Well, it is wrong. And this is why, I mean, in this modern age, we're looking at submission. It's not being looked at the same way. Because just like you can submit to me, I can submit to you. Now, submission is a voluntary choice.
Right. I agree.
You make the decision to give in, to allow things to get done. Just like I may be willing to give in, maybe in one case, and you should be able to be willing to give in some other cases. So it's a give or take things. We all have to be willing to do what's necessary for the relationship, right?
Right.
So
it's a we thing. It's not just a one side.
It's a we thing, but it's a choice thing. It should be something that come out of, the love we share, the respect we have for each other, and make sure we understand each other's feelings and beliefs. Yeah. It shouldn't be that I say, if you don't do this, I'm going to leave you.
Right.
Or I'm going to cut you off, take your credit cards away, take the car away, right? So being submissive should be a choice. And I should give you that choice. I shouldn't make that choice. Or maybe I should make that choice for you.
What? No. You don't control me. We're not about to do this. First of all, yes, it is a choice. I agree.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's why the girl on TikTok was like, we didn't talk about this. So therefore, I'm not going to say that I'm going to submit to my husband.
Yeah. And listen, in the Bible, it says that. And that's the pastors or whoever was doing the wedding. It's their responsibility to ask her.
Oh,
will she
and
be
here's
submitting?
the thing too. The pastor laughed, and the pastor laughed, and the whole, church was laughing like crazy.
Well, she was being honest. They didn't talk about it.
And then they kept going as if nothing happened. They're like, okay, well, you're not going to say it, then fine. Let's just keep moving.
Let me just not say anything. But hey, listen, she was right. If they never thought about it, the last thing she said, yes, I do. And this guy got home and says, you know what? I need you to do this. You said you would do it at the altar, and now it's your responsibility to do. She didn't want to put herself in that place.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes being submissive can be confused as being taken advantage of.
I was just about to say that too. Yes, I agree.
Yes. So, and this is where in your relationship, you really have to understand things. Do not take because you're submitting to your husband or to your spouse, that they're taking advantage of you, right? Because there needs to be a mutual consent, a mutual respect, and a mutual understanding that this is what we're doing and this is what it'll take.
See, now I'm okay. I agree with what you just said. Now, the mutual agreement, right? We have respect for each other. We know that this was going to take. So therefore we agree upon this as together in this, but not just one person. Yeah.
So I shouldn't demand.
No.
Oh, I shouldn't command.
Listen, we are in this together, and I feel like this should not be one side.
Yeah. Submission should be voluntary, right? So I shouldn't impose it on you and says, yeah, I demand you to do this, or I demand you to agree to this. No,
and I think this is why some people take advantage of others. Some people do take advantage of, because yes, you said you are going to submit to me, you are going to do what I tell you to do, then therefore I'm going to hold you accountable for what you said you're going to do.
When things like this happen in relationship, they lead to me resenting you because you become a control freak, right?
Well, yes.
And that usually start that separation where we start getting away from each other, because who wants to be in a relationship where you're being controlled? This person's telling you how to think and what to do. I'm an individual. I should be able to have my own opinion about
my
stuff.
own thoughts about something.
Yeah. Submission sometimes is seen as a sign of weakness. You're the weaker one and you're given, but in fact, it's not quite that. I'll tell you, there's many things that we've run into in our own relationship where I say, you know what, I got it. Let's just do it your way. I'm good with it. I let things run. It's not because I'm weak. It's because I see the value in going this way. I'm mature enough and I'm confident enough in myself to know that if I don't fight this, or I don't impose my own belief on it, I'm good.
Right.
So it takes strength. Sometimes
a lot of strength, y'all.
It takes the strength to be able to put aside your ego.
There we go. You took the word out of my mouth. I was just about to say, a lot of men out there, they just have ego. They let their ego be the main thing. Like, I'm a man, and so you gotta do what I say. You gotta do what I tell you to do.
So next time I let things go your way, don't think it's because I'm weak. It's because I'm strong. I never do, baby. I know. I'm just putting it out there.
I never see you as a weak man.
I'm not saying that you do. I'm just putting it out here. Don't ever. But listen, it's important. And if you're in a relationship that you realize your partner is letting you get in things your way, that's not because they can't fight you. They can fight you. But they understand that, you know what? White fight something that's beneficial to both of us. Because there are things that your partner may suggest. I'll tell you, there's many things that Cece suggested that's different than what I originally wanted to do. And it ended up being something better than I would have done.
Yeah.
So you gain by sometime giving in. Now, if something shouldn't be and you're highly opposed to it, and every bone in your body says, no, this can't go this way, by all means,
follow your intuition.
Don't let it go that way.
Follow your intuition.
So just because you submit to your partner, in some cases that doesn't mean you're always going to submit to your partner.
I agree. And at the
There
same
are times you're going to disagree. There are times you're going to say, you know what, I'm putting my foot down.
right.
It's not going to happen.
I agree.
And yes, I let my head get this big.
Yes.
It's not going to happen.
Yes, and you have done so. And I think, this is your side that's coming out, but it's not gonna happen. And then I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you don't just let it happen all the time.
And one thing, if you learn to prioritize your partner's needs and wants, it makes it a lot easier to kind of submit. Because if you understand your partner's needs and you know how much that means to them,
Right.
I'll let you have it. Because at the end, if you're happy, I'm happy.
That's it.
Maybe I get something. Right?
Right.
It's good to remember in a relationship that the power, it needs to be fluid. It needs to be balanced. Not one partner should have more power than the other. Although in some cases, it may seem like it.
Although in most cases, because y'all know how it is.
Women has all the power.
No, it doesn't look like that.
It does.
How?
And many of us men, before we do something, we check with the lady, because if we don't and it doesn't quite happen, we get home and we hear all about it for weeks.
Oh, I thought it was a days. Maybe weeks, really? Have I been that bad? I don't think I have been that bad.
But going back to it, it's there need to be a balance of power, right? Because if one partner become way too powerful, then they could potentially take advantage of the others. And that's why it's important to be able to sit down and discuss what's important in a relationship and how you want to do certain things.
Right.
And if you compromise on something, it's okay to let your partner know, you know what? This is how I want to do it, but I understand how much it means to you.
Right.
I'm going to let you have it. Don't think that I'm always
agree.
going to be that way.
Right.
It's okay to be upfront with your partner and let them know, hey, I got you. I understand. And I'm doing this because I know how much it means to you.
And that takes a lot of courage to say that too.
Oh yeah, it takes balls to do that.
Okay.
Right. It's important also to not lose your identity. Because all of us, we have certain things that we believe in. We have certain things that makes us who we are. Like there's certain things that are off limit to compromising. If you find that you're in a relationship where you're compromising so much that you've lost your identity as an individual, then that's what's the point, right? So make sure that as you in your relationship, as you submit to your partner and as you compromise, as you bend, as you give in, that there's certain things that are off limit.
True.
Which is yourself, your identity, the things that you believe in.
Right. Your values.
And make sure your partner understand that, yes, we're good in this relationship. I make sure that we support each other in every, but this little thing here, this is kind of me.
That this is my part. This is my belief. This is what I believe. This is me right here.
Yeah. So don't let your way of submitting take away from who you are as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you feel like it's going that way, this is when you need to put a break to it and say, let's take a turn back. Because at the end, once you lose yourself in that relationship, then you lose it all. Because remember, the self is what we have.
Of course. But there's people out there that submit so much to their partners where they lose their own identity. They don't know who they are anymore because they obey. They compromise so much.
They forgot how to form an opinion for themselves.
Right. They're like, should I say this? Should I say that? Or should I act this way? Because they completely lose themselves. Right. So I definitely agree with what you just said, babe, because your values, your beliefs is important.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lose myself for nobody. I mean, I'm just saying.
You shouldn't. And you find,
unless if it's God
will not ask you to lose yourself. But in a balanced relationship, it allows submission to happen without you losing who you are.
Yeah, unless I agree, because you should not lose yourself for nobody.
So submission in a relationship is important. It can be healthy. It can be beneficial for both partners. And if you're in a relationship where you feel like you're not being heard and you're not being valued, consider talking to your partner. Consider having a good sit down and list the things that are important to you.
And make sure your partner listens. Because y'all know how it is with men. They don't be listening.
And you know, sometimes these things happens. It's not because it's intentional. Sometimes we get into these behaviors and these habits where we just kind of do things. If I come across as the dominant partner and we've never sat down and discussed how things should be done, I may continue that behavior, never realizing that it's put me in a position of being dominant.
True.
And the same thing can go for the other partner. If you've been a submissive and you've always been, it becomes a norm for you. And this is where you have to learn to catch yourself to see what's going on. Is it happening the way that I've wanted it to be?
Right.
And you can look back at your relationship. Was that how it always was? Or has it gotten this way over time? And is that helping us?
Yeah.
Because at the end, we need to stay strong as partners to each other. Because if I'm always the dominant and you're always the submissive, and you've become so submissive that you can't think for yourself, what if something happens to me and then you have to take over? What does that look like? Right. So if you're in a relationship and you realize things are not quite happening the way, it's okay to sit down with your partner. One thing you'll realize that once you've had this conversation with your partner, it'll draw you guys closer to each other, because this person will get to understand more of what's important to you. So have that conversation if you realize things are not happening the way you expected, and you'll be surprised. So guys, thank you very much for listening to our podcast on submission in a relationship. What does that really mean? So I'm hoping that we gave you
gave them
what submission really means and what it's not.
Right.
So look at your relationship and look at how things are happening. Are you the one always giving him? Are you the one who's always submitting to your partner? Remember, it's a two-way thing. It's not just one person.
That's
so
right.
sometimes you got to ask your partner, your spouse, it's time that you do some submitting yourself. Anyway, listen, guys, thank you very much for listening. We appreciate you. And please remember to like, share, subscribe if this is your first time with us. And the notification bell will notify you whenever these videos come out. So if you haven't clicked on it, click on it.
Go ahead and do so now.
Absolutely. So please leave us some comments. If there's anything that we didn't discuss in this podcast you think that's important to share, please share it with us. We'll appreciate it. We'll read all the comments. I know we've had a lot of stuff going on lately. We haven't been able to reply to all of you guys, but we do get the emails that you sent. And obviously any suggestions you make, we'll try to incorporate it in these podcasts. So we thank you everybody for listening.
Yes. And I want to say that next week podcast, we're gonna stay a little bit more on submission. So we'll talk more about submission next week. And I'm thinking about the whole month of August, to be honest.
Okay.
So we'll dig deeper, I should say, into submission. So we'll bring more submission to your boyfriend. Is there such a thing as you being submissive to your boyfriend or your girlfriend? I don't know. So you're gonna have to stay tuned to hear what we have to say next week, right?
All right. So on that note, we will see you guys next Saturday.